What's up, guys? Elzado here. Today got a bit of Outlast gameplay for you while I talk about a bit of speculation. Something that I was wondering the other day about Outlast 2, which is on the way later this year, I believe. And it got me thinking as to games like Outlast, scary horror games. This is, for me, Outlast, the first one, is the scariest game I've ever played. It freaked me out, something chronic. Still does every time I play it. I know what's coming half the time, and you still just can't prepare. It's just horrifying. There, I'm dead already. It's just so horrifyingly scary. So what I was thinking about was, would games like Outlast, are they going to be on, you know, virtual reality headsets, Oculus Rift and the so on? And I asked the question online, did a bit of research, have a look into it, and they said in 2013 that the game wasn't coming to virtual reality, but that was the first Outlast. And since then it has been. People have been playing it, have found ways to play it. You can play, obviously, because you can play Outlast on your phone. People who use the VR headsets where you slot your phone in, playing Outlast on their phone, which is crazy, I know. And so it got me thinking, would there be second, you know, would Outlast 2 be made for virtual reality? And it says online, I can't really find much online about it, but it is, the first Outlast is officially in the list of compatible games with Oculus Rift. So basically, why wouldn't the second one be made not just compatible, but would it be made with it Outlast in mind? And is that a direction that horror games are going to go? I've played the Alien game as well, and I thought that was a similar thing. I remember watching a video on YouTube about heart rate monitors whilst playing Alien. Now, imagine playing a horror game like this, where you basically just have to hide. You have no weapons. You have to just survive and get past the guys. You got to sneak around, not kill them, not attack them. You just got to hide your way in. Now, imagine that on Oculus Rift or any sort of virtual reality simulator, where you are the first person running around in this nightmare horror show of a place. What do you do? You know, is it? I mean, I was wondering with these sort of horror games, because obviously your heart rate goes up crazy anyway, and you're in a heightened state, and it is really scary to the point that, is there going to be a moral dilemma about whether they can do these things? Would people actually get so freaked out they die? You know, go into cardiac arrest through heart attacks. You hear this, it sounds like nonsense, but I've heard that all the time from various films and stuff where people have had heart attacks watching it because it's so scary. Well, imagine something like Oculus Rift. You are this guy living this scenario, and it'll just totally freak you out to the point where your heart explodes. Now that is a game I'm tempted to play, you know what I mean? That is the sort of thing I want to go through. That just sounds a bit crazy, I know, but I just think these are the sort of games that the likes of Oculus Rift and so on are perfect for. First-person horror games where you have to survive through an absolutely nightmarish scenario, but if you could actually live the scenario, then yeah, basically that's it. So that is my speculation. I read online that it's a possibility, and it could be happening, it could not. There's no way of totally knowing, but with Outlast 1 being officially listed as an Oculus Rift compatible game, there's no reason why the second one not only could be Oculus Rift compatible, but made with that sort of game in that sort of headset in mind. So yeah, fingers crossed that's going to come into play. I'd love to see it. Personally, I'd love to see all this sort of games. Slender Man, even games like that aren't quite horror games, that have elements of horror, like Fallout and stuff. You know, first-person RPGs where you got to sneak around places and find your way through dark caverns and so on. Could be crazy, like really crazy. So yeah, fingers crossed, guys. I'm really excited for Oculus Rift. I'm hoping to get it as soon as, you know, like the Xbox gets itself into gear. I know the PlayStation has announced their version, but a lot of people reckon that the PlayStation might be rushing the game a bit. So I'm just looking forward to the Xbox One VR headset. Very excited for the future of gaming. Let me know what you think below, guys. What sort of games would you like to see on Oculus Rift and virtual reality, etc., etc.? Or are you not that fussed about it? Bye bye.